Susan Glaspell's play Trifles. This is her first play, amazingly, and she established a little drama group called the Provincetown Players with her husband, and she has a very important but understated and, well, often unappreciated place in American literature because, well, she helped to give the man who is considered the greatest American playwright of the 20th century, Eugene O'Neill, his start in her little dramatic troupe. And her dramatic style did have an influence on his. Yet Eugene O'Neill, is better known than Susan Glaspell. Now, it becomes clear that there is a feminist brand of realism in her play, in her drama. There's very frank depiction of women's narrow, thwarted, isolated, and subjugated lives in rural, regional settings. Very regional patriarchy. And notice in the play Trifles how the two women, Mrs. Peters, the sheriff's wife, and Mrs. Hale, the farmer's wife, they have no first names. They are known only by their married identities. The names taken from their husbands, and their first names are never revealed. And the chief character of action, John Wright's wife, Mrs. Wright, whose maiden name, her name in her unmarried days was Minnie Foster. She is never seen. This character is only talked about. And considerations for Trifles? There is the menacing presence, hence a Gothicism, in the relaxed and clueless typical men. They are comedically dense, but they are still nonetheless menacing. You'll see how that is ambiguously portrayed once you get into the play. And the criminal, Minnie Foster / Mrs. Wright, is presented not as alien, not as someone to be cast out, but as someone who is relatable and representative of, in particular, women in general. And notice the uncanny repetitive acts that the women at times assume. They rather eerily begin to act automatically at times. And ask yourself, what is the purpose of that representation? And there are a few concepts, which I actually define in the discussion prompts for Trifles, that are very Glaspellian. In other words, these are tools that are very closely associated with the drama of Susan Glaspell. The absent chief character, as just described, Minnie Foster / Mrs. Wright. The important character who clearly is central to the plot, but we never see. The absent chief character. And residually significant objects, or residual objects. In other words, objects that have kind of a spooky air about them because of what they have just recently been involved with. The quintessential example of a residual object or a residually significant object would be a murder weapon. You would be holding this object up and then spookily, creepily realized what it was just used for, what it just did. Well, what it had a part in doing. The object, of course, is neutral. It's the person who kills, but yes, that is the Gothic eeriness around such objects, and they abound in Trifles, so don't be unaware of those. I look forward to your comments.